Hey, it's Jordan with the Young Turks, TYT Politics. If you haven't subscribed, I don't want to talk to you. YouTube.com/TYT Politics. I'm here with two national delegates for Bernie Sanders. I have Eric and Dorothy. And Eric, you're from Arizona. Dorothy,
Yes,
you're from Washington. So I want to start from most recent. Bernie just spoke to all his delegates. They didn't let the media in, which I found was odd, but I had somebody go in and stream it. So I heard mixed reviews from delegates coming out. I heard outside, typical Bernie rah-rah, but there were some unhappy delegates too. Tell me what he said and kind of what your reaction is.
Well, when he said that he was going to support Hillary and that we all should support Hillary, that's when everything broke down and people started booing. Because after what we learned from the emails and the reaction is that we can't support her. You know, it's like it goes against the grain of everything we stand for.
Do you think, in terms of Senator Sanders, obviously he doesn't love Hillary Clinton's policies or thinks she would be the ideal pick, but does anybody kind of grasp onto what he's saying about Donald Trump as a menace, a maniac, and I don't want to say lesser of two evils, but for better or worse, like we have to defeat him?
Yeah, I mean, that's one of the things I'm struggling with, and I'm sure a lot of delegates are struggling with, is the fact that, that Donald Trump really is this menace, this, racist bigot, like he just spews hatred. And as a Latino, as a Hispanic, it just morally, I cannot find myself to vote for him. But after having so much support for Bernie, and the fact that I wasn't even going to become involved in the political process. I was disenfranchised after the last, 2012 election, even though it was my first time voting at the time. But then Bernie brought so many people back into the political arena. And it's just like, after seeing Bernie and seeing that good, I just don't know how I can bring myself morally to choose between, that lesser two evils. I'm done choosing between two evils. And to a lot of Bernie delegates, both the presumptive Democratic and Republican nominees are two evils, and it's so tough for me.
And, why did you feel disenfranchised after 2012?
Well, for me, OpenSecrets.org is a big site that I go to, and after seeing in 2008 that pretty much...
For those that don't know, Open Secrets, I use it a lot. You could pretty much see it's follow the money.
Yeah.
It's list by list, every politician, who's donating to them, corporations, individuals, super PACs.
That's what it is, exactly. And so I remember looking, at the 2008 election and seeing the people that supported Obama, and I saw that it was a lot of, Wall Street money. A lot of Wall Street money went to his campaign in 2008. Not so in 2012, but where it did go was Mitt Romney. And so to me, that was like, they are buying kind of both sides. And when it comes to Wall Street, and the fact that Bernie's talking so adamantly against them, is the fact that no matter who wins, Republican or Democrat, they are still going to win. They are still going to have their record profits year after year, no matter who wins. And it's because they're purchasing both sides of the party, Republican and Democrat. And so that's why it's so important that Bernie didn't have a super PAC, is that he could really speak his mind, and then once he would get elected, he was going to be able to enact the changes that his constituents and his people that voted for him wanted to be enacted, because he wasn't beholden to these special interests. And that's what brought me back out.
Right. One thing I've always found kind of patronizing is, you have the older crowd, the establishment crowd saying, I hope you're happy when Donald Trump gets elected, as if the candidate has no responsibility to convince people to vote for her. I think they come from this party unity, fall in line, and they forget that a lot of younger people, even people who are older, they don't give it. What has the Democratic Party done for them? I've been around the country. Most of them are working multiple jobs. Most of them are making less than they made 8 years ago. Most of them have crappy health care. I mean, I could go on. So if they don't feel that they're fighting for them, why would they step in and fight for her? I'm not advocating either one. I don't tell people who to vote for. But for you, I'm assuming both of you have been active this whole campaign cycle, volunteering. When you look at this week, where we are right now, there's a lot of money flying around, a lot of lunches sponsored by banks and financial companies, and then they go out and talk about fighting for the middle class. What do you think about? It seems that they're trying to pretend that they're for you, but what we're seeing doesn't really match the rhetoric.
Yeah, I mean, that's been the truth for a long time. That's why a lot of people have left the Democratic Party. Well, we say that we left the Democratic Party, but really the Democratic Party left us. you know.
It's like the Republicans saying, who the hell are these people? Donald Trump and the Tea Party, the party left us.
Yeah, and so they've been moving to the right, and they've been abandoning us, and, you know, we really are becoming a generation that has nothing left to lose. We have nothing left to lose. We have no economic security, you know, and so when they try to tell us we should vote for Hillary because we'll get Trump otherwise, it doesn't really scare us in the way that it scares them. Yeah. Because for us, what do we really have to lose?
Mm-hmm. Now, I don't know if Hillary picking like an Elizabeth Warren would have totally brought in the Bernie crowd, but clearly everybody's not so happy with Tim Kaine, senator from Virginia, pretty establishment, takes a lot of money from banks, he's pro-TPP even though now he's saying no.
I think that was a 24-hour turnaround.
Yeah. What's your response to Tim Kaine?
To Tim Kaine, yeah, I wasn't surprised by it, that's for one, but it really clearly just showed that I think the Democratic Party kind of gave up on getting that younger generation, on that millennial group, because that clearly shows that they're going towards the center, and that the people that they want to win them the election are the Republicans who can't vote for Trump, and the independents that can't see themselves going Republican, and they're going to go and support Hillary Clinton. I mean, you see a lot of these neocons and neoliberals who have previously pledged support for WW back in 2004, Romney and McCain back in 2008 and 2012, who are now big Hillary supporters and donors, and that just shows that they're like, we want this movement done, just get it over with, and sadly that's for them. It's not going to be done because there are so many people who have woken up and seen what the status quo in this country is, and that it really is not working for the average American. It's crazy because before 2009, before Citizens United, the Democrats were saying the same exact things that Bernie's been saying about super PAC spending, and now the fact that they are taking super PAC money, they're just like, oh well, we have to play the game because this is how everyone does it, But Bernie just proved, hey, you don't have to do it the way it's being done right now.
And it should be noted, the 2012 Democratic platform says we're going to take money out of politics. So
I didn't know that.
There you know the value of a platform. I want to tell the audience a little bit of you guys. Tell me from beginning to end the story. How do you become a delegate? What's been the process? Because I know a friend who's a delegate from Oregon, and you've dedicated a lot of your lives to being a delegate. There's a lot of meetings, there's a lot of things people wouldn't know. So tell me about kind of how you became a delegate and what you've had to do. What's been the path to getting here?
Well, I started a year ago.
As a reminder, she's Washington State.
I started a year ago organizing for Bernie in Clark County in Washington, and I took some time. I went and campaigned in Nevada, and then organized and was a super volunteer in Washington State. I introduced Bernie at the Vancouver rally.
How was that for you?
Wow.
It was intense. It was
Tears?
It was the second time I ever spoke in public to a crowd of 5,000, so it was pretty intense. Then I ran to be a delegate. I had to run, it was a caucus process, so I had to run at the precinct level, and then I had to run at the legislative district level, and then I had to run at the CD level. And because I had introduced Bernie and because I was an organizer, I had a lot of name recognition, and so it was a pretty easy process for me to get elected. That's really the story. We had a lot of meetings, a lot of organizing. We've had a lot of pushback from the Democratic Party at the local level, and so we've had to teach ourselves how the process works, because they never did the workshops that they said they were going to do, and nothing ever really was done on their end. So we had to do a lot of training and organizing ourselves.
And real quick, now you're younger. Mm-hmm. You seem very articulate. Now that you're kind of enraged enough from this process, what's the step for people like you interested in running for office, leading grassroots movements?
Yeah, I definitely see myself eventually, trying to go eventually at the local level running for office. I just graduated from university. I started law school in a month now, so I don't think I'll have too much time in the next 3 years, but it's definitely something that I see myself doing in the future. I remember I joked with my friends. I was like, oh yeah, Bernie wins. Like, I'm not doing law school. I'm going straight to helping organize, helping, even running right away, like doing whatever I could to help Bernie. But yeah, so I mean, I'm going to continue to do my best to keep this movement going forward and keep people energized. And if we are forced to have HRC as the president, then making sure that we remain active, so that she can always know that we're holding her accountable for what her decisions are, and that those promises she kept, we're gonna make sure those promises are kept, and that they were not given to us lightly. And so that's what I hope, and that's what I hope a lot of young people like me continue to do going forward.
Thank you guys both for talking to me. Jordan with the Young Turks, TYT Politics. If you don't know, youtube.com/TYT Politics. And you guys go to the floor. We'll see if you're part of the ruckus. Have a good one.